Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Primary Arms 4 to 14 power first focal plane scope. Now, a lot of airgunners don't really know about Primary Arms too much. Primary Arms is mostly a firearm related company. They sell a lot of firearm related items, but their scopes present a really good value. So as we always say, poor is a mindset, not a financial situation. And this scope really exemplifies that, because instead of buying a cheap garbage scope, you could spend just a little bit more, and for under $300 you could have a first focal plane scope which is going to do amazingly on air guns, just as it does on firearms. So obviously these are rated for, I think, up to 50 BMG in firearm centerfire rifles, but no problem using this on an air gun, and for the price you get a lot. So let's unbox this thing. We'll have a look at the features, and then I'll slap the scope cam on it. And it won't be on a rifle, but I will put the scope cam on it, and we can take a look how it looks at various distances and various parallax settings, so you get an idea of what you get for the price. Hopefully this will be helpful to you guys. Stay tuned. Well, if Primary Arms are good enough for Garantham, they are definitely good enough for you and I. Here's what the packaging looks like. Pretty nice job. Let's do a little unboxing here. All right, so we've got the scope. It comes in a nice little bubble wrap there, and before I open that, since I've only got two hands, let's just take a look. So you've got a little stop sign telling you read the manual first, RTFM, right? And then you've got the actual manual and a little lens cloth. The manual is, and also you got an Allen key there for your turrets. The manual is, like all Primary Arms, detailed, very nice. You got color photos in there and whatnot, so they do a good job with these. So that tells you everything you need to know. And guys, please always read the manual for any technical product that you get. This is how you keep the price down for everybody else in the market, by not screwing up your stuff and returning it. So make sure you know what you're doing with any piece of equipment before you get into it. So let's take a look at the scope itself here. Give me a second, I will take this off. All right, so there it is without the wrapping on it. It does come with this rubber bikini style cover, and for the price you pay for this thing, it is super feature rich. So airgunners, the first thing you're going to want to say or ask about this is, well, how far does the parallax go down? Because in airgunning we tend to take pretty close range shots all the way out to pretty far shots. Good news, guys, parallax goes all the way down to 10 yards. So that is extremely cash money. Oh, there it is right there. So awesome that it goes down to 10 yards. You also have this cap here that houses your battery, and then you have illumination, and the illuminated reticle is a super nice feature. I mean, I can't even believe they offer that for the price here. Then you have your, I got the MOA version, so you have the MOA turrets. There are, I think, 12 MOA with each revolution, and they are 0 resettable turrets, so you can take an Allen key, stick it in the top there, loosen it, rotate your turret, and put it back to 0. It is 4 to 14 power, so we can see that there. It does have an ocular adjustment there as well if you need to. Most scopes do. And then one other thing I noticed right off the get, the clicks on this are super nice. Like, they are like pretty much equivalent to my Element Helix. So this thing, I am impressed with it out of the box. I've taken a couple looks down the tube, and it looks really good too. It's a 30 millimeter tube, so better than 1 inch for grabbing a lot of light and putting it through that tube and into your eye. So next what we'll do is we'll take a look at various yardages with the scope cam attached, and just kind of see what the optics look like, and I'll show you the illumination on it. And this will hopefully give you guys a good overview of what you get when you buy one of these. So again, if you're like, oh man, I really want an Element Helix, but I can't swing the $480-500 for it, well, you could save a couple $100 and get this thing and be pretty well just as good, if I do say so myself. So let's take a look at the scope cam through it, and you guys can tell me what you think in the comments. All right, got it all mounted up. This is going to be my setup for this. We're not going to mount it on a rifle, but I do have the side shot adapter here and the cell phone adapter. So I've got my Samsung S10e cell phone in there, which takes decent footage. I also did clean up the mirror a little bit with a microfiber cloth just to make sure we get the best image possible. And next I'll just take you through some various distances and parallax settings, and we can kind of see how it does. And that way you should be able to see kind of the clarity that you can expect from this, and basically how the illumination works and all that. I didn't mention earlier, but full disclosure, I bought all of this myself, so there is no Primary Arms is not, they don't even know who I am, let alone are they telling me to give them a good review or sending me free product or anything like this. I bought this and I got a great deal because it was on sale. So I paid 200 bucks, but regular price I think is 300, which is still a steal. So anyway, let's take a look at the scope cam footage and you guys can see how it looks. All right, so we're starting at 10 yards. This is the little log pile that you guys see me shoot chipmunks out of all the time. And that is on the 4 power, which is the lowest setting. So let's, since it is a first focal plane, it will, the reticle will increase in size as we zoom in, and that's exactly what you want for any precision gun. You definitely don't want a second focal plane scope. Somebody will argue with me in the comments, but that's my opinion. Let me turn the illuminated reticle on real quick without disturbing the camera, hopefully. Okay, so we have the illuminated reticle on, which is pretty cool. And we'll go ahead and zoom that in. So 5 power, 6, and I'll go all the way to 14. Not bad. Okay, so that is pretty good. Looks like my cell phone is having a little bit of an issue with the illumination. But that's what it looks like. So that's at 10 yards. My parallax is set at 10 yards. Let's take it out to 20. I'll zoom back out to, let's go to like 8 power. That's a usual setting for scopes at the distances we usually shoot them, and we'll go to 20 yards. So those fence posts are right at 20 yards. We do see that we have 30 MOA of drop there in that reticle, which is pretty cool. So if you don't always have to dial, you can hold over. So that's 20 yards. Let's zoom in a little bit. So we'll zoom in all the way until, okay, so that's 14. And let me turn the illumination off so you can get a better picture of just the reticle itself. I'm not sure my cell phone's really doing it justice. I'm looking at it on the side here and it's looks kind of blurry compared to what you see in real life. Maybe if I, there it is. Okay, so very nice, very clear reticle. Now that I did that, still at 20 yards, let's put the illumination back on. Pretty freaking nice. So if you're doing low light shooting, that is definitely cash money to have. I typically shoot in the day. Okay, so then let's take it out to, we'll take it out to 75 yards. So there is a fence post out there, and that is at 75 yards. I'm going to zoom out. We'll go back to the 8 zoom setting because I feel like that's a pretty typical one, and I'll set my parallax right at 75 yards. And that's that post right there. It's actually at like 80, but close enough. So that's at the 8 power. Not bad. I'll zoom in on that all the way. So that's 14x. Not bad. And then the rungs behind it back there, that's at 120. So let me adjust my parallax for that. So very clear image, actually. Not bad at all. And I know that on most of my guns that is about a 12 MOA holdover. So if I wanted to hit the top of that post, I could just hold just about like that. Sorry for the wobbling, guys. This isn't on a rifle right now, but this basically gives you the idea. I'll turn the illumination back on at that distance. Okay, pretty bright. I might actually need to go down a little bit on that. I think it's too bright for the cell phone camera to really work with. Actually, that looks okay. So, all right, so that's about 120 yards, and then out there, that's my little gong. That's at 150. So let me adjust my parallax to 150. Okay, you can see that clear as day. I'll turn off the reticle here. And I could easily make hits on that from here at 150 with this scope. So very, very cool. I think this is a great value for 300 bucks, and especially since I got it for 200, which was very cash money. And you can even get it for cheaper if it's still on sale and you use that save 12 code, which I think is active today, but I'm not sure if it will be tomorrow. So there you have it. Pretty nice scope for the money, and you get first focal plane, which is essential for any precision shooting. So very nice piece of equipment. Primary arms is very based. All right, guys, before I let you go with the review on the primary arms 4 to 14 by 44 FFP scope, we'll just go over a couple more things that I didn't mention. Number one, they give you this dope ass sticker, which of course I love primary arms, so that's going right on the safe. And then additionally to that, your windage and elevation have 60 MOA of travel up and down and side to side. It takes a standard 2032 battery for the illumination. You're going to find those everywhere. They're almost in all the gear that you already use. And additionally to that, it has really nice eye relief. The eye box on this thing is pretty good and pretty forgiving, so I like that. And one of the best things about this thing is that it has a lifetime warranty too. So Primary Arms really backs up their stuff. Now this one is the ARC 2 MOA reticle. So if you use milliradians, they do have a mill scope also. But me, being American, I definitely use MOA, as most of my folks do around here. So I opted for the MOA version. And I can't wait to try this out. This is not going to go on an Airgun. This is going to go on a big 308 AR-10, and hopefully I will be able to hit game from very, very long distances with this without having to fiddle with dialing and everything like that, because now I'll have the holdovers with this first focal plane scope, which will be accurate at any level of zoom, unlike a second focal plane scope. So anyway, that's my spiel about this. Just wanted to bring this to you guys to hopefully, you know, inform you that it exists, and also if you're trying to spend a little bit less money for a scope, this is a great option. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Cheers.